Hey y'all. So, I can finally talk about this because we have made it publicly known. Um, but Tori's pregnant and it's a little girl. So, um, we're due in November 10th. So, basically 6 months from now, everything will be different. I'm sitting here on a bed that's covered in baby clothes. Because we've been going through the collection I've started like 3 years ago when I decided I wanted to have a child. I started collecting clothes. At thrift stores at Rise Again from people who had kids. I've been curating this collection. And so we've been going through it because there's some stuff that we don't need, like very like masculine stuff. Like I had a couple of little like polo shirts that said like handsome little dude and stuff like that, where I'll give that to my sister because she's due again in August. So but I just wanted to also show off this one I got because I watch football on Sundays, so I had to get this little onesie. It will not fit for this football season, but maybe the end of the year next year. But I also have my Patriots one. That's also probably 12 months size, so it doesn't say, but that's pretty big. But anyways, yeah, so that's the exciting news, and now I can finally like tell the story. So in January we did an attempt with Kyle, just one, right around Tori's cycle, and that was not successful. So we were like, okay, excuse me, Enzo, no, go lay down. Dogs be trying to get through the gate. Some point the like latchy part broke, so now we just have to like, it locks on the bottom, and now we have one side locked and we just swing it back and forth. So the dogs can figure out how to like paw it open now. It doesn't actually like lock. I don't know how that happened. But every once in a while they will try and squeeze through when I'm in another room. And then so they have to go lay down now. But anyway. Yeah, so January we had done an attempt. That was the first one with Tori. And I had been tracking her cycle for like a year. So I knew that she was like very regular. She always ovulated around the same time. At least according to the tracker, you know what I mean? So we did it timed around like when it was predicting her ovulation, but she actually ovulates a little bit later into the cycle. So with this next one, with February cycle, we actually got the LH strips and we're tracking it. And it did turn out that she was ovulating a couple days later than what it was predicting. So when we had done it in January, we probably were just too early because we did one. And this time we did two. We did one on like a Friday and one on a Sunday, I think, or Saturday and a Monday. Something like that, where trying to get like both sides of the peak. So we basically waited till we saw the peak, did it before, and then waited till we saw the peak, did it after. And that worked, I guess. I did not expect it at all because like I thought it was just gonna take a little more time to like kind of fine tune where she was in her cycles and stuff like that. And we just had a lot going on. Like that was Valentine's weekend, but like Tori got 2 teeth pulled. She was like down for the count, like not feeling good. She hadn't felt good for several weeks because her tooth was hurting so much. So I was just like, I feel like your body has too much going on right now, like trying to heal your mouth, that it's not going to focus on like getting pregnant, you know? So I was not expecting it whatsoever. And I was already kind of like planning for the next cycle. I was thinking ahead, like, okay, March, probably around the same time, we should try and coordinate with Kyle. Like I always try to give him about 3 weeks heads up of, hey, this is going to be the next cycle. Are you free those days, you know, in case he's out of town or something on the one weekend. But so that Friday morning, February 27th, that was when her period was due. And I didn't really think anything of it. I usually she'll tell me like, hey, my period started. So she hadn't said anything yet, but you know, usually the first day or two, she doesn't really nail it down until it's like heavy flow. So I didn't really think much of her not saying anything about it. So that morning, it was a Friday, it was school vacation. So it was later in the morning. So Eli and I were both still there and she was getting ready to go to work and I was going to take him. I think that was when we were going to go do something. We were doing something fun together, he and I. So we were both home. And usually in the morning, Tori's kind of like running around, like trying to get everything she needs to do done, a little bit grumpy because she doesn't want to be awake yet. Like, she's not like a happy, cheery morning person. She's like, I gotta do this, kind of morning person. Like, that's her normal vibe. So she comes into the kitchen and she's just like, and Eli and I are both like, what is going on? And she's like, nothing. I'm just in my head this morning. I'm just thinking my stuff. I'm like, okay. But she just like is persistently like walking around with this like huge grin. And I was like, okay, what is going on? Like, you're acting so bizarre right now. And she's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, maybe she had like a really good like dream or something. She's just thinking about it. I don't know. So, but then Eli kept being like, Mommy, what's going on? And so we're like kind of running around, making breakfast and whatever. Excuse me. Making breakfast and stuff. And I come around the kitchen to her and she's just holding the test in her hand and she hands it to me and it says positive. And I'm like, I just like completely did not expect it because I thought that she was going to get her period and we were going to try again next month. Like, that's where I thought we were at. So I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, this explains why you're like so crazy smiling right now. She's like, I wanted to like try and like surprise you in a nicer way, but I just can't keep it to myself. And then Eli's like, what? So we told him and he was like, oh, like he was excited. Like, he's been excited really the whole time. The first like week or so, he was really like, oh, like, you're gonna love the baby more than me and stuff like that. But we were just like, no, like, that's not true, reassured him that we're still gonna have the same time together. We're gonna you get to stay up later than the baby, like, we'll get to go do special stuff with you still, like, some things are gonna change, but like, we will do our very best to make sure that you still have our attention as well. And just kind of explaining to him that like attention doesn't equal love. Like, the baby is gonna need more attention because it needs help with everything, whereas he can do a lot by himself. So, I had gotten Tori the Bump Box subscription because I just wanted to spoil her a little bit during the pregnancy, and he was really interested in the fact that she's like getting a box every month and whatever. So then I was like, you know what? They don't make anything for like siblings like that. I tried to look it up. So I was like, I'm just gonna make my own. So I've been making him Big Brother boxes like every about 6 weeks in the pregnancy. So the first one was like from week 6 to 12. So I got him a book about like being a big brother. I got him a shirt that says like leveling up and it says player 1, player 2 loading. And he's like literally worn it once a week since he got it, so that's very cute. He loves it. He just waits for it to be clean so he can wear it again. And I got him like a Pokemon bookmark because I didn't want it to be just like brother heavy, so I was trying to like give him some of his interests. I got him these like little 3D printed sea creatures to go with his like bedroom theme. So like every month I throw a couple of them in. It was like a 20 pack. So I just throw a couple in each time and make him a box. So now he has like a little collection of them on his like bed frame. All the little sea creatures. So that's really cute. And I had drawn like pictures of how big the baby is each month. I'm gonna get them because I want to show you. His room is a fucking disaster. I don't know where he put the ones I just made him, but these are the first ones that I made. So it showed like the size and everything. And So the ones I just made, I had to do on like 2 pieces of paper because obviously the baby's getting bigger. Like this week, the baby isn't an orange, 3.5 inches. So, he's been enjoying that. I thought it would help him like get a visual of like stuff and help him get excited. So it's funny because 1 week he was like, according to my calculations, the baby is as big as a green olive or something like that, like according to the chart. So that was really funny. It's kind of crazy that like literally a month ago the baby was 1 inch long and now it's 3.5. So yeah, so I made that for him, and then we've been reading like the Big Brother books that I got him. It's like little short stories about being a big brother, and I think that really helped him like connect the dots of like real scenarios to expect, because one of the nights that we were reading it, he was just like, just reading this is making me more excited, like totally unprompted. Like he was just like listening to the story and just said that. So I was like, okay, I think this is working. Like for a little while, sometimes when I'm reading, he's just like all over the place. I'm like, I don't even know if you're listening, but he clearly is like listening and kind of envisioning it and being like, oh, okay, like this will be fun. And it's like he's like a perfect age where he's old enough that he doesn't need to rely on us for things as much. So it's like he can just be that like helper if he wants to be, and like be involved if he wants to be. It's not like we're never gonna force him to do anything for the baby or whatever. But and seeing him with like when we had Amara every week, he was so good with her. He would always say, I wish I could have a little, like, when can I have a little sister that stays here? That's what he always would say when she was here. And then like, the way he is with Rowan, he's always so excited to be with Rowan, and like he can play very well with kids that are younger than him. So yeah, I think he's gonna be great, and he's really excited. The first several weeks he was just like, how are you feeling, mommy? Like, did you feed the baby anything new? Like we had crab rangoons, and he was like, the baby's first crab rangoon. And yeah, and now it's more like asking about how he'll still come home and ask how she's doing, but like if she's like, oh, I'm not feeling good, he's like, I'll go get you a ginger chew. She has these like ginger chews for her nausea and stuff. Or she's like, oh, I'm hungry, he's like, I'll cook you something. So he's like really wants to like be there and be helpful for her, which is super sweet. And like just the other day he was talking and he was like, so will my little sister be there at my birthday? And we were like, no, not quite yet. So it's like he's thinking about these things, and like now that he's found out the sex, he's like, oh, my little sister. So he's already kind of like owning that, which is very cute. So I'm excited to like see how his connection to her grows. But yeah, we're super excited, and it feels like it's been really interesting because obviously like for several years I was like, I want to get pregnant, I want to have a baby, I want to do all this, and then I have been like very much perfectly fine with like every direction that the process has taken. Like I don't like feel jealous of Tori right now. I don't feel like I wish it was me. Like I'm happy with the directions that things have taken. Like when I embarked on the journey in the first place, I was single. I didn't think I was going to get into a relationship. I really just wanted to have a child next. And things just kind of fell together. So it's natural that things kind of turned away. And honestly, it's been very gender affirming to like be the pregnant, like, or to be the one with a pregnant wife. Like for the first like several weeks, she hated the way my breath smelled, but also hated the way that my breath smelled if it was minty. So there's like either my breath is stinky or it's minty, but either way she's unhappy with my breath. Or like my cologne, I couldn't wear that for several weeks. Like she's like, I'm so sorry, but I just hate everything about you right now. And like this is actually like low-key gender affirming, because that's just like the experience that men have when their wives are pregnant. So it's like it feels good, even though it's like the other side of it is emotionally I'm like, this is so hard, because like I miss kissing my wife, and I miss like snuggling and things like that, where she's just sensory overloaded. So things are getting better. We're in the second trimester now, so she's starting to like have a little more energy, be a little bit less grossed out by my general scent. It's kind of like really, it's also like perfect timing with when I've been back on testosterone. So it's like, she's like, you stink now. I'm like, sorry, it's probably the testosterone. But yeah, it's really funny looking back. Like that week that we found out we were pregnant, she kept commenting on my breath like every night that week. Where like every night for years that we've been together, she will lay her head on my chest and we will like watch the last episode of TV that way, and I'll just like put my hand on her back or like rub her back or whatever. And she's never complained about my breath, but for that whole week she was like, your breath is terrible. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything different. Like I literally just brushed my teeth before I came in here. So but we're like, that should have been the first sign, because like you were commenting on my breath like it was starting to smell more strong. So that's just funny little thing. So yeah, this will be the baby's room. This was Leanie's room when she was here. That was always the intention when we painted this, was okay, we're gonna paint it because Leanie's coming, but it's also gonna be like the baby room. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff, but we need a few things still, but I feel like we're pretty set up right now. But yeah, that's the exciting news. Sorry this is such a long ramble, but I've been like holding on to all these little stories I've wanted to share, but like I can't until, just in case anything happened. So we are past that like risk window, so now we can tell people, and we found out it was a girl, and that was really exciting. I was guessing boy this whole time. She's been guessing girl, especially because her symptoms have been so extreme compared to Elijah that she was like, it's got to be a girl. But yeah, so we're excited. It's starting to sink in more. It's been like a week since we found that out, and I think I'm starting to like visualize it a little more. It hasn't felt quite real yet. Like I'm having a daughter. Like I'm gonna have a daughter. It's just like it hasn't quite sunken in yet. I think it'll feel more real when I can like. She is starting to get a bump, so it's starting to like. For a while, it was just like hard because it was like I kind of would forget a little bit that she was pregnant because it was like out of sight, out of mind. I don't know, the ADHD. So. But yeah, I'm really excited for when I can feel the baby moving. She can already feel like the baby fluttering a little bit. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, little 3.5 inch little thing in there fluttering around. That's crazy. But we're really excited, and yeah. We know what name we're gonna name her, but we're not gonna share that until she's born, just in case it changes. I don't think it will, but we're pretty solid. We were pretty solid on a girl name this whole time. We had been like, oh my gosh, arguing so hard on like boy names. So I guess it's a good thing it was a girl, because for a while I was like, I better hope it's a girl, just because the name thing is not going well. It was really hard for us to find names that we both liked, because our naming style is just vastly different. But very happy with where we landed. So, but yeah, that's that. And now I can freely talk about it, so that's exciting. And no, I have to go get ready for work, but I figured I could finally talk about it on here, so I'm going to. So, if you listen to this whole thing, thanks for watching. Hope you all having a good week, and I'll talk to you next time.